Welcome back to Chicago by Night. Night falls over Chicago in March of 1991, and a coterie of vampires will do things in this situation. They've had an interesting couple of months, I think, with all sorts of parties tugging at them. Their clans, various coteries, anarchs and elders, Camarilla versus the movement. But it's the Odd Job gang, and I think we should expect them to do odd jobs. That's right there in the name.
Yep.
I am your storyteller, Mikael Hellstrom. This is the Myth Machine channel. You want to follow this channel for more updates on Chicago by Night, the Forged in Steel campaign. We are in the early 90s when Vampire started. All the hype comes from this campaign. So if you're interested in Vampire the Masquerade history, this is your place to be. This show is rated R for mature subject matter, slowly descending humanity, murder,
rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
And rock and roll.
People might hold hands.
Indeed. With us this session we have, please, who's here?
I am El Duende, pronouns any all. I'm playing as Tony Hernandez, the Bruja gangster.
I think we've jumbled the introduction lineage again, but yeah. Hello, I'm Dominic. I'll be playing Sylvester Björnsson, the Rockstar Malkavian.
Almost always told me first.
Yes.
Hello, I am Ender, playing Kate Freddy, she, her, apprentice to the Third Circle of Clan Shamir, and cult leader, no longer aspiring.
No longer aspiring. You are in fact a cult leader now.
Crazy people upgrades.
Roger, I'm
I
playing
gained the cult,
Goldtooth
lost
Charlie.
humanity.
Sorry, say again.
No, that's fine, go ahead.
Roger, I'm playing Goldtooth Charlie, the kitty former gangster, and just when he thought he was out, they pulled him back in.
Yep.
I'm Jan. I'm playing Ivy, the venture businessman.
And that is the coterie. We are on early March in 1991. We had a bunch of things happening last session, with Charlie being invited to an anarch gathering, with Ivy being given some instructions, and so was Tony from various parties. Clan Ventrue wants Ivy to identify money trails to the anarchs and cut them off if possible. That sounds like a project to me. Tony, of course, was poked by the sheriff, who wants him to basically show Damien what's what in this city, which I'm sure is going to go without any problems at all. Tony?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sylvester has started casing the nightclub. Yeah. The Spider Room.
Making connections.
And Kate is still juggling all the balls at once, from clans and elders.
Hey. At least my elders want me to do stuff.
Yes, unlike Tony, who met with Dr. Cretius, and that didn't go so well.
Actually, I would say it went excellently. It went wonderfully.
Yes.
In a way.
Definitely.
Unironically. Because now you don't have to do anything for Cretius or something.
Absolutely.
He
fixed
called
our
you the
recent
poster
idiot.
boy of failure, how far your clan's fallen.
Yeah, he didn't.
True,
Fellas.
but at least I got out of doing work.
I guess that is a silver lining.
That too.
Yeah. Tony can at least rely on the fact that, as a proud supporter of the Camarilla and the rule of the Prince of the City, Loden's got your back, right, Tony?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I have a couple of questions here before we jump into more granular action that some of you have noticed. I've called this no longer downtime, but Paper Chase Part 1, because we're going to start sniffing on a story.
Story is
Was it the
beginning.
dismembered corpses?
Maybe. We'll find out soon enough, won't we?
Oh,
It was like Kate was the only one. Kate was real busy. And
Yep.
she's like, oh, is no one else interested in the dismembered corpses appearing nearby? I don't have time to
I don't
dedicate to
remember
that,
anything
but...
about dismembered corpses.
No,
I
it's,
think
that was a while ago. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So-
sure it's gotten better since then.
Yep. Also, no, I was going to ask about Goltooth Charlie and Ivy and Tony, because Sylvester and Kate are doing their spider room thing, and they're juggling their clans, business for Kate. But Charlie, like, when you were, and this goes for Ivy and Tony, because you were all in on the heist. When you were dealing with that, like, how were you connecting to Ruby Rogers and her gang? Because you had to do planning meetings and get-togethers. So, what was the contact point? Does Charlie have a beeper? Is there a phone number that Ruby Rogers can call to leave updates to Charlie? Because I feel like it's probably Ruby and Charlie who are the connection between these two parties.
Or maybe this would be a bit of a retcon, but I was charming Moira a bit when I was getting her dressed up. So maybe I could have I definitely gave her my number then.
That works, but I think before you have given her your number, I'm sure there is some kind of way for the two sides to connect to each other.
I'm sure they were using AOL.
In
Not in
1991.
1991.
What? Okay, can I make a suggestion for 1991 post boxes?
You mean like dead drops, or...?
Yeah.
The classic thing that people did in the early 90s was beepers. Everybody had one in those days.
Okay, yeah, let's say Charlie had a beeper and that's how...
Are
what's
you,
the name?
are you
Yeah.
on board with that too?
Yeah. Kelly's decision there.
Yeah, sorry.
Probably one of those codes like in The Wire where they had the weird stuff with the map coordinates, or the thing they did
Oh, yeah.
with the
Yeah.
phone numbers like jump the 5.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and it'll be like something based on like the results in the Racing Post or something.
That works.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
old school spy stuff.
Yes. Oh, because it's
yes, also
1991.
the very early
Well,
internet.
right now.
Granted, that's something for students mostly during that time, I believe.
Yeah, that would have been like a university thing, right? Emails existed at the time, and the internet was in its very infancy, and it was basically universities connecting to each other. I don't remember when I got my first email address. I think it was like in 94, 95 maybe, or 93 even. But it was after 91, so this is like super early. Computer, like Kate, who is into computers, will definitely have access to the internet, but it's going to be like state-of-the-art technology. Like, she has the latest tech. It's not something that your average soccer mom has access to in the white picket fence with a dog and 2 kids. That family doesn't have the internet. They don't know what that is yet. It's definitely a computer nerd thing at this moment.
Oh, Dominic, can you get your soundboard to play the dial-up internet sound?
Oh, wait.
Oh my god, I could, but I could maybe actually. Let me look that up.
It may already be a sound.
Google. Let me see if any of the servers I'm in has that. Nope. I might have to add it myself. I will get to it eventually.
Absolutely. Let's ask you, for this week, which is like the first full week of March 1991, it's still the cold half of the year, but it's getting better. We're now with definitely degrees above freezing. Still cold because it's Chicago and it's windy and so on. How many of the players have been to the prairies for like the Midwest for an extended period of time? Flatlands, basically.
been a little bit to
Never.
Texas, Lubbock, Texas.
Right. I think I live there, if you count Oklahoma as a Midwest state.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. It's flatlands anyway, isn't it?
If it's
Yeah,
dry and
flat.
very flat, then probably.
The difference is, of course, that Chicago is very humid because it's literally built on a swamp and by Lake Michigan. But other than that,
Yeah.
because it's so flat, the wind really will get you in ways that people who live in lots of mountains and hills might
Oh yeah,
not.
I actually do remember it being
Yeah.
quite windy the one time I was there.
Yeah,
It's flatter than a pancake here, and wind is my mortal enemy.
yeah. Now add to that high humidity and cold, and it's going to go right through your bone marrow, basically.
Yeah,
Probably
it's the
the
same
worst
temperature
combination of elements.
in Chicago as where I live, which is quite strange when I flew overseas.
Yeah,
It's fine. We
it's
don't
a-
care about the cold anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
A little bit.
ish. You don't have to
I'll,
care. You're not gonna suffer frostbite, but you're gonna still feel it.
If a cold snap happens, we're gonna feel it.
Oh yeah. Because you don't have any body heat, and because your clothes technically will not insulate you because you don't have any body heat that could warm up underneath the insulation, you could freeze to an icicle if you were in cold enough conditions. But that's not going to happen now because it's above freezing. It's just going to be.
Would
generally
it stop us moving, or would it just be painful to move?
Oh, no, it would definitely stop you moving. In my mind, if you're deep frozen, like I can imagine, like hypothetically, vampires up by the polar circle or something at winter when it gets minus 30 Celsius. They're
Yeah.
gonna have a rough time of it. I
I
think.
feel like even some humans would freeze with that.
That's the thing.
So we figured out where all of the ancient vampires are. They just took a trip up to Alaska and then got stuck in the ice.
Really.
They got stuck in the ice, and now they're in torpor indefinitely, without a stake.
That sounds like a Malkavian conspiracy theory.
It does sound like a Malkavian conspiracy theory.
Red
No.
one from the fam.
Did anyone want to have a chance here to start with an actual project before we dive into other things? Of course, now I've already spoiled things and we're gonna dive into other things, so maybe you want to keep your background dots intact for that as far as it goes. But Ivy and Tony both have some orders going on here, and yeah, maybe that's a thing you want to pay attention to. Kate's project
Okay.
is now number 7 as it's slowly moving on, and
I do want to roll for her for that project at this point,
you do.
because
Got
I'm still
resistance
running out of
dice?
time.
7 resistance. Oh, you want to get another project going, or
Oh no, I'd be countering it with what? 6?
you will counter it with how much is your academics again?
Is my academics?
3.
3.
So you'd be countering it with 5 dice. 5 versus 7. Risky proposition there.
Especially with my luck.
Yeah.
Oh, let's
Yeah,
be
but then
fair,
you're also
I am
going
due
against the
some
count.
wins.
You are due some wins. This is true. And you're rolling against me, and I often roll terribly. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But if I fail, I immediately lose background dice, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Your ass is on the line. You should probably do it.
On the other hand, your backgrounds would be on the line, and that would be bad.
It's
Yeah,
probably
I don't
better,
have many of those.
probably better to lose a background die than piss off that guy.
Yeah, you are a bit up at an impasse, which isn't great.
It's
you're-
not about pissing him off.
I believe.
Do I have a means of getting contact with him?
I would think so. Obviously, your clan elders would have given you that means that you ignored last time. But, yeah.
It would probably suck, but I guess I would like to arrange a meeting.
Well,
Because I do have his gift on the way.
you do have it on the way, yes. It is being prepared, so that's
It
not
is being
a problem.
prepared,
Yeah.
and I'm sure he understands the fact that, yes, I'm trying to appease him, but I've also got to appease my own elder,
Very well.
my own privileged turn.
You do, yes. Yes, you do have clan orders after all. Okay. Ivy, did you want to start any... Because I'm thinking here the whole tracking down the financials. I don't think it's going to take weeks of a because the length of a project can be modified by...
Can I try something that might shorten the length of the project before I start it?
No.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm going to start. I'm going to start a project to investigate. I believe Neely mentioned something about some of the groups being associated, some of the anarchs being associated with the IWW. Or
yeah, absolutely.
so I'm going to have my ghoul as like her first official task, like. I tell her that I'm like doing a deep background on the IWW. I want to prove that there's a link between the IWW and like organized crime. So I want to look for anything suspicious because I want to embarrass the IWW because I'm that kind of person.
Of course.
And
yes.
And I say, oh, this is just like a test for you. If you can find, it doesn't matter whether like you actually find. This is a test, like your first big kind of task/test as my assistant.
All right.
Wasn't she with you at the heist?
No. Why would I?
No.
Oh.
I'm just gonna add the label labor unions here, which we know are under some anarchs' control, but we don't maybe know whose. And then we can add.
If I know my history of labor unions in America, which I vaguely know because reasons, the IWW is actually based here in Chicago, so
don't remember.
It's a good start.
But I know that Chicago has been a very strong place for them. So
Okay.
we want information, investigating.
Wasn't the like Prince of Gary like super against labor unions or something?
No,
Or am I remembering incorrectly?
That's exactly the opposite. He is very...
The opposite, he wants the labor unions.
Yes,
okay.
That was like he was talking about how he was reopening a steel mill this year in Chicago.
True.
This is the lowest point of our sink into depravity, deploying the Mohawk Valley method against the Wobblies.
No, I could. If Mikael had allowed me, I would have just rang them up and dominated them into giving me their bank information.
Does not work over the phone.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. You
I
could
could have
walk
arranged
down there and
face-to-face
do
with them.
some work on that. I could definitely allow that part.
Oh no!
Wait, the background dots you're putting in are per ghoul dots?
And
That seems
like
like it,
I'll
yeah.
give her some money as well to do it.
Yeah, okay. Ghoul dots as the background here.
And resources.
And some resources. I'll give her maybe like what's $1 resource represent like in money?
We'll see how much you
Wait,
need to put in exactly. That depends
Okay,
on the launch roll. But
Because remember, each dot is a factor. It's not like a chunk of money, it's a factor of money.
Oh yes, that's a good point.
so I'm gonna say that. Wait, labor unions. Are we looking at finance here? Yes, we're definitely looking at finance here. So 3 dots plus 3 dots. So she's gonna go down and to, I guess, the public records to start looking at least the official accounting and tax records and such like for the labor unions. They do have to file their taxes, and she can probably apply to access those documents. And
Oh, can I just before she starts? I want her to tell her that she's been employed by the. If somebody asks, she's been employed by the John Fitzgerald Legacy Fund.
okay then, so let's go with, what is it gonna be? 6 dice, right, for the launch roll. How much? Okay, what's the scope here? We're not actually getting. I think the scope is just a 1, really, because you just want some information. That's
Yeah, but I'm looking for something like. I'm looking for kind of a smoking gun or something that could be a smoking
right.
gun.
You know what? This is not a project. This is
This is a
we just-
contest.
Yeah, you're just doing information. You want to detect opposition project. That's what you're doing.
So the strength of the project would be the strength of the Anarchs'
Exactly.
hold on the system,
Exactly.
which is not going to
So-
be one.
Exactly. Discovering that a plot exists at all may require some specific in-game actions from the characters, which is what you're doing, going to start your research work. And so we do need to investigate this and... Alright, I suppose... Because it doesn't actually say how you detect it, because again, it's Renegade games, they don't give all the mechanics for everything. But I'm gonna say that it's gonna be...
Don't explain shit.
You
How
could
about
have just said you got a dossier at the board meeting saying this company is a possible target.
So you have intelligence and in finance, and we can add some dice because resources and retainers. So how about 9 dice altogether, and that makes for 5 die in taking half, which means that you're gonna be successful very quickly. Oh my goodness. That means that I have to set up a project for the Anarchs as they are increasing their finances in the labor unions and their holds. You're gonna find out who among the Anarchs have a stronger hold of the labor unions, as it were.
It all
But-
sounds good until you realize you're trying to compete with Dr. Credius's pool.
I don't know that until I find out, until I track the money and it's Dr. Credius, in which case I apologize, saying I was actually looking at Anarchs. For
No. It's good news, it's not Dr. Credius.
Bad news, there are other people just as bad.
There are very few people who are just as bad as Dr. Credius when in Chicago. He is uniquely, maybe...
Yeah, he like
we're talking about a primogen here.
Freedom
So,
Cretius, that's a pretty good sign of how bad he is.
Like, he's a primogen that scared other primogens, so...
Yeah, you do not fuck with Cretius.
no.
Okay.
There's probably someone who wants to, but it's generally not advisable. But you're gonna get a name, Ivy, from this exercise. Isn't that
okay.
nice?
Give me 2 seconds because I might want to write this down IRL.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay then. Yeah, it's gonna be a union boss with shady connections to... Apparently he works late a lot. Yeah,
Okay.
that's maybe a giveaway for how he might be under the influence of Kindred. And his name is Mick Red Callahan.
Mick Red.
Yeah, he works with the International Longshoremen's Association down by the Chicago docks.
Okay, and would the International Longshore, would they be part of the AFO-CFL or would they be more radical like the IWW?
No, more mainstreamy. Though he himself
Okay.
has a reputation of being very radical.
Yeah, because he's called Red, yes. So, with my success, I guess I'm not that far yet. I don't get, like, where their bank accounts actually are, do I? Or do I need to do a bit more?
I think you have tracked down some bank accounts, yeah.
Okay.
And their progress die will currently be at a 4. They've been working.
Okay. So, could I start a project to, I don't know, subsume that project away from the Anarchs?
That is exactly what we're interested in, isn't it? Anarch
Yes.
Union Finance Project. It's at a 4. Whoa! Why is the text so huge? We didn't mean that to be... There we go, that's better. Okay. Yes, indeed. So, to take over someone else's project or affecting it, you can interfere with it to either increase or decrease the die by 1 or more, And again, that's going to be some kind of die roll, critical win, might even short circuit a project entirely or bring it to completion early. And yeah, that's if you want to take it over entirely, then let's see now. You need to make a hard extended test with a target number equal to 15 minus the value of the project die. So you need to get 11 successes in total. It's an extended test, mind you. The difficulty is a 5 because it's a hard extended test. So, yeah, hijacking a project requires an immediate goal roll, just as if the characters had originated the project. If successful, they get the benefit of the project. If they fail, they lose the indicated number of background dots. So it's tricky, but we start with just infiltrating it, which is, as I mentioned. So you can start that work now.
You just gave me so much information there. So the first step is infiltration, okay? Yep. We're agreed on that. So what do I need to roll to infiltrate this project so I can, like, at least start setting up to take it over?
Seeing as you're doing a manipulation here, I'm going to say that you need to do a manipulation finance, because that seems Ivy's thing. You do not get your trends specialty here.
Okay.
So it's going to be
that's
your
100% fair.
7 dice. We can add to that either your ghoul or your resources, because you have backgrounds after all.
Yeah, I think I'll meta-wise. My ghoul is this is the job I've given my ghoul. So let's add my ghoul.
Very well. So we have then your 9 dice, which rounds to a 5. That's gonna be at least a success, an initial success, because the difficulty is a 5. Yeah, we're starting here. It's a hard extended test. The difficulty.
Put it rounded down.
Yeah, shouldn't it be 4? If we're taking half of 9.
Oh, is it? Wait, taking half is rounded up or rounded? My brain just totally.
Yeah,
froze.
no, like I think so far in the campaign we've done rounded down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think
so. That's a 4.
I think we've been rounding down the whole time.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. My bad.
No,
I didn't mean to take away your free win.
No, I'd rather.
Can't be gigafried at the same time. Lock in.
Just means you got to roll those dice.
So yeah, you need to get the margin. Will give you basically extra successes on it.
Yeah. So what am I rolling?
You're rolling 9 dice against the difficulty of 5, and you want at least 1 success. Any extra successes helps.
Okay, but so it's finance plus manipulation plus ghoul, is it?
Yep.
And can I blood search it?
Yes, you can, because you are working hard on this, and you're going down in person, and you're being charming to the local people. And
isn't this an extended test?
Oh,
I think this is just to get in, like before we even start the test. Extended.
no, this is an extended test.
Oh.
I keep popping
and I can...
your bonus. Sorry.
Sorry. What does it being an extended test mean?
It means that you can roll for it several times.
Yes.
Okay, but
it means you can't blood surge.
Yep.
Okay, so I can't blood surge. Fair enough. But I can.
But you can willpower.
But I can add.
So...
I can still add my ghoul.
Yes, and you can also willpower it if you get too few successes.
Okay, and what do I have in ghoul again? 3 or 2?
2.
2. Okay.
And how long is each roll?
I'm going to count each roll as, why not a week? Because it's the standard unit we're doing right now.
Okay.
So it's we're doing with, like, this is your week, basically, Ivy. How you're starting your week. You're just working on this. So that's not good. We definitely need a willpower on this one.
Sorry.
Bestial failure.
Possible bestial failure. Okay, let's willpower roll this. How do I do that again?
Right click on the chat window.
Oh yeah, found it. and reroll max 3. So 1, 2, 3.
Four. That's a fail, isn't it? Because it's a difficulty of 5. Which means you will have to try again, basically, next week. Yeah, you are trying to get your way into the project here, but... Oh, failure during this extended test alert the owners of the project that someone is interfering with it. Which means that you've left a paper trail. You have poked the wrong person somehow. You have, yeah. The Anarchs will know that you're onto them.
But remember, I've sent my ghoul who says she's working for the John Fitzgerald legacy.
I think that someone on the other side is going to start looking into the John Fitzgerald legacy.
Or just like tracking your ghoul.
Yep.
Yeah,
Your ghoul's buried next to Jimmy Hoffa now.
Yeah, like
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
when you put the ghoul as part of the dice pool for this project,
Yep.
she became a possible loss in this
so
project.
She's not a
backgrounds are there
project,
to use.
so-
Like,
But yeah, she might have been...
No, but she counts as like background resources, so
Yes.
if you lose resources, it could just be she dies.
Yep.
yes,
that
in
could
which
happen.
case, you get a new one.
Exactly. Then you have the Christopher Walken prophecy reaction. Do you know how hard it is to get one of these? Anyone watch those movies? Good old 90s goodies. Anyway, so that's Ivy's thing. Tony, did you want to get something started here?
Yes, I want to try and investigate perhaps some operations of the Anarchs as well, perhaps using Streetwise.
That sounds reasonable. So,
Yeah.
you do have a bunch of streetwise, and you have gangs, which is honestly really relevant in this case. Are we doing just Anarchs in general, or are we doing... You don't know what their general influence areas are, do you?
Not really, no.
Not really. So...
I'm just trying to do something more general, try and find something
Yeah,
that's Anarch and something that I could find.
something anarchy.
Yeah.
Alright, let's hit the streets and see if you can find something. What are we doing with this now? You have criminal contacts, that can help.
Got it. So,
Possibly.
1 point. Not too great, but it's better than nothing.
Right, because the other criminal contacts are really busy right now. I'm saying charisma streetwise, your specialties in gangs could definitely apply here. So that's 7 plus 1, 8. Take 4
Nice.
of 4, which is not going to be enough to detect a project or infiltrate it. Might be enough to detect a project, though.
Yeah, all I'm trying to do right now is just detect it first, because... Wait, what was the other options?
That was
I forgot.
basically the options. Yeah, that's how it's
Infiltrate-
extracted in V5.
Oh, is there a third option, or I may have misheard?
Now that comes after detecting projects.
Okay, then just detect it first. That's all.
Yeah.
So, with 4 successes, what do I know about this whole thing?
Where did the 4 successes go? I can't see them.
Oh, I just
Yeah,
take
yeah.
half.
Oh, you did right. Duh. Maybe I need more coffee. Okay.
Oh, also, I forgot to mention that since it's a new session, I should probably get rid of the free superficial willpower damage.
Absolutely.
All right, just making sure we're on the same page. Don't want to accidentally cheat.
And I've taken the 1 willpower damage off.
Very good. I think you're gonna hear about pretty intense gang. It's a small gang who are out doing variety stuff. It's basically like a bunch of kids who are trashing stuff, but nobody wants to touch them because if you do, weird shit happens. And yeah, don't go up against these guys.
Got it. Huh. I think I'm gonna go up again.
What was that?
I think I'm gonna go up against these guys, kick their asses.
That might be a thing you might end up doing, yeah. Whether it's advisable or not, who can tell? I'm sure it's absolutely advisable.
Yeah, because it's like, if this is a project, then the best way to disrupt it, it seems, would be to use violence here. And plus, I have a pretty good ghoul for this situation with Dexter.
Yep, Dex is always at your side, of course. Let's see now. Did Charlie stay in contact with Ruby after the heist?
Oh, also, Charlie,
right,
you
sorry.
do remember that you were eavesdropping on my whole thing.
Yeah.
Yes,
I've
you do.
folded
You
that
do.
into my plans.
So, what was Charlie's plans here?
Since Charlie's got a meeting set up, because he can do the speed reading thing.
Yep.
He's just devouring books about anarchism, the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution, and all that stuff. Growing up in a Black Panther family, he heard that all the stuff all the time. But then after his parents got killed when he was 12, and he largely turned away from that. So he's just getting himself back into the mindset of this. And he's also going to go back to Gary and talk to Modius and Danov about the Anarchs and sort of vampires in radical history, because Danov probably was in the Russian Revolution.
Probably. Question to you then is, do we want to start a project for you, or are you fine where you are with things?
I don't think this is another sort of project that would absorb resources any more than just the time like Charlie's taking to do this.
Fair enough. Okay, we want to do a rush job thing here, so please do use the discipline. That's a rouse check. It will matter. Ah, you do not get hungrier. You are reading all the things. So I guess this is gonna warrant you increasing academics down the line, isn't it? When you have the XP for it.
Or possibly politics, depending on how we look at it.
Indeed.
Or leadership.
Yeah, that would work too. Politics, absolutely. Which is cheaper, as it turns out. Is everybody sleeping at the Communal Haven nowadays?
For
I
the
don't
most
think-
part, yeah.
I am. I visit occasionally, but I don't sleep there.
That makes sense.
Kate is currently sleeping there when she's not at the cold.
Right.
Yeah, Charlie might sleep there or might sleep back at his apartment in the Loop, especially if like he needs to be seen by somebody who knew him from that life.
Indeed. Yeah, you have a nice place there. Who has the highest humanity in the group these nights?
Well, not Kate anymore.
Only not me.
Nope.
Don't tell me Ivy has the highest humanity here.
Ivy has
That
the
doesn't
highest
feel
humanity
right.
Are you
That
fucking
doesn't feel
kidding me?
right.
That doesn't feel right at all.
That's just because he's the newest, like, in-game time character.
Oh no, but it's just like how you've played the character and what your character's done.
Well, I'm sure it's gonna take a toll eventually. So, Ivy, then, we're gonna wake up in the night of March 5th, 1991. It's no longer the case that you wake up at around 4:30 in the afternoon, because it's March now, not New Year's. So, night comes later. Because that is just the cycle of the year, isn't it? And as such, why don't you roll a rouse check to wake up?
Yeah.
Spooky. Alright.
Ah.
Oh no. We're getting into the thick of it now.
Just a little bit.
Is this the same week or a new week?
This is
Same week.
the week of the 5th, so you were doing the spider room last week, Sylvester.
Right.
So-
Would I have eaten that week?
I suppose you have.
Yeah, I'm just setting my hunger down to 1, and then I'm rolling a rouse check. Sweats nervously.
Indeed.
I'm back to 2.
We like to see it. Everybody else can roll a rouse check too. Why not? Tony, Kate, and Charlie.
I assume you're all waking up at some point.
Yeah, they're all waking up at some point.
No. Wait. Huh? It didn't roll for me. I guess I'll roll again.
Try it again.
Oh, I am a mess.
There it
Okay.
is. Some of you get hunger, but some of you don't. Ivy, what does your haven look like, by the way? Because if you're not sleeping in their haven, you're sleeping in your own. It's weird that I haven't asked.
Okay.
You, but here we are.
Imagine a 1980s bachelor pad as designed by someone going through like the worst midlife crisis of all time. And it's like throw pillows, and what else would there be? Maybe there's like signed pictures. We're in Chicago, right? And
Yep.
signed pictures from like Michael Jordan, and like a picture of Michael Jordan the size of a door, and a picture of his daughter the size of something small, a hand. And it's very furnished, but like in a very kind of impersonal way, because he paid someone to do it. And it's just really tacky.
Right. We'll see what we can get for you in that way down the line. But yeah, you are awake this night. You've sent your retainer to do some venture work, so she's not going to be in your haven. I don't even know if she knows where your haven is.
I think she does by this, because I took her here when I gave her some blood the first time.
Very well.
She might be living here if it, like, as the excuse of, oh, it's just another one of my many too young mistresses.
That works, which means that she knows where you live. She knows where you sleep, but she loves you very dearly. She worships you by now. She has had enough drinks of your blood to worship the ground you walk on, you could say.
Okay, and I'm also being, like, nice to her. Like, I'm not, like, using money, like, I'm giving her bonuses in cash for doing good jobs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. You're the best employer she's ever had, and she swears by it. It's not at all, like, culty or anything like that.
Okay.
It's very culty. Okay, what do we like this image of your haven?
Yes, this is it. This is it. This is tacky. This is the level of tackiness I
I
meant.
need to see if I can find a picture of that without the text.
Yeah,
Just to see if it's work.
it's just hurts your eyes levels of tacky. So, Ivy, what is the first order of business this night, as you have just woken up?
Okay, what time is it? Exactly
It is
now.
5:45, just about. Plus
Okay.
minus something.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to see if I can make an appointment with the guy Red.
Very well. I guess you're gonna use your telephone to call up the union office.
Yes.
Here's gonna be a problem, of course, because the union has business hours at a certain time. So you will have to leave your name and number. I guess this is where your ghoul comes in, and because she's working on exactly this. So I'm gonna roll her manipulation. What's this gonna be? Subterfuge. How about manipulation investigation? Because she's trying to get this done, right? So that's an unusual combination. I feel like that's... Does she have any disciplines? She has dominate, compel. I feel like that could be used in this case as well. So why not add that? Because she can... We need to have this meeting.
A lot of unions probably have somebody on standby to answer the phone overnight, because a lot of people like have to psych themselves up staying up late drinking before they can get the nerve to phone the union and ask for help.
That's not...
but I'm looking for the guy who's like running it. He wouldn't be on that kind of...
In this case, of course, Alice Rees has succeeded in contacting the union for you, and she has left a message on your answering machine, which Doubt have.
Obviously.
So we're gonna have... When are you gonna meet the union boss? You're gonna meet the union boss on the 7th, which is in 2 nights, and I think you're gonna meet them at 7 o'clock, because that's a reasonable time.
Okay.
7 p.m. Ivy meets Red, the union boss. I'm gonna add it here on the calendar. So you're gonna have a message from Reese on your answering machine saying just this.
Okay, great. So if that's sorted, and I'm meeting him in 2 days, I'll go down to the lads and lasses in their haven.
Very well. You're gonna head out towards the haven. I'm assuming that your haven is considerably closer to downtown than...
Yeah, what I was thinking... Shit, I might have actually wrote down where it was way back when I created the character. But it's like, it's in downtown, and I think there's actually some area that is penthouses, like specifically for guys who like live in like Aurora and stuff, who want to stay the night occasionally.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sure there's...
Bachelor pads, basically. Or, yeah.
Yeah. And they're going to be expensive because it's the loop. But then again, you have a lot of resources. So being resources 3, is that going to be enough? I probably think it's going to be enough for a bachelor pad. Yeah, you're rich. So, yeah, you can definitely have a loop area bachelor pad. But going from the loop out to Pilsen is not terribly... doesn't take terribly long. Was that?
It'd be funny if Ivy and Charlie were in the same building but didn't know it.
That would be hilarious.
So it takes you it's about a 15-minute drive to get out to the haven of our friends. And as it turns out, that is about the time when our friends wake up, isn't it? Is everybody else waking up at the same time? Is everybody else sleeping in the haven? Kate, where are you sleeping?
I am sleeping in the haven. In my very nice room.
I am also
Very
sleeping in our haven.
Very creepy.
Very good.
Same.
Because it's creepy. Charlie, you too? Charlie, where are you sleeping?
Yeah, he's in the heaven.
Okay. So everybody's going to wake up at roughly the same time, I guess. So...
Although Sylvester is going to spend 30 minutes in the bathroom looking good.
That makes sense. Yes, you have to make sure that all the hairspray is properly applied.
Indeed.
Yeah.
This is why you're the best of us.
Evening routine?
My body is eternal. My hairspray is not.
Exactly.
Kate's probably gonna be she's been spending the last few nights studying the manuscript, the study of the good doctor that she stole.
Oh, yes.
So that's probably what she's doing.
Yeah, it's eerie.
She puts on some normal clothes and then just starts reading. That's what her day is, mostly. It's
a nice... She gets out of her bed. Are all the beds in the basement so you avoid having, windows where the sun can come through. In case of horrible antagonists discovering your haven. I don't know.
Maybe the bedrooms are in the middle of the building, so they don't
Yeah.
actually have windows attached to them.
That makes sense.
Or at least I'm fine with Kate's to be on one of the upper floors, just in the middle of the building, so it's not actually attached
That makes sense
to
too.
a window.
Yeah, there's probably just some furniture in front of Sylvester's window.
And lots of, I don't know, towels or various pieces of cloth
Yeah,
and duct tape.
Just straight
to-
up duct
just
tape.
to tighten it up. Yeah, I can see that.
We've got a very nice haven. You could have got it professionally done.
And Tony, what is your room like?
Huh.
A mattress on the floor.
No, I'm
Cool.
not that dirt poor. But there are definitely a bunch of like little tacky items and whatnot. Like the kind of shit. No, I'm not an expert on what fucking Latin King bedrooms look like.
I'm not either, but I don't know, gangsters. I for some reason I have this notion that maybe furniture and interior design is not right on top of the agenda, as long as it.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's considering Tony's level of wealth and being a Latin king, it's a lot of very cheap and tacky shit.
Yeah. It's like from so many different styles just because it's like things you got for free.
Okay, type Latin King's bedroom into the AI and just see what it comes up with.
Oh,
Something racist.
No,
Probably.
God.
Charlie's bedroom looks like Tony's, but better, I guess, because you actually have resources, so it's not cheap tacky stuff, it's expensive tacky stuff, or what?
It's just comfy settee, comfy bed, just books. Loads and loads of books.
All
As
the-
he wakes up this
Yeah, it sounds
morning,
more
he's
in
got
line
like
Charlie.
Peter Kropotkin's Fields, Factories and Workshops on his face.
I don't know what Kate makes of this sudden influx of socialist revolutionary literature in the house. An anarchist as well.
They'll grow out of it.
Tony, you've
Like,
heard
she-
lately about flyers in the city and graffiti going "No gods, no masters" that has popped up across the city. And apparently some some graffiti rants about blood economy, feeding the machine and such. Yeah. That's apparently it, like this gang that are wrecking things. So
Some would even say Rage Against the Machine, but that's werewolf.
So, if an ATM has been plundered, there's probably going to be some graffiti about blood economies and feeding the machine and stuff. Because
Yeah.
these guys are apparently fighting the machine by destroying literal green machines, like ATMs and such. I'm sure...
They literally mean the actual machine.
Yes! And I'm sure the Venture are
A little on
absolutely...
the nose.
Yeah, I'm sure the Venture are actually quivering in their suits from these attacks on ATMs.
Are you quivering, Ivy, right now?
Yeah, so this is how Ivy's gonna find the gang this night. Charlie's reading a book. Kate is also reading a book. With all your intelligence and academics, that's what you've gotten from Dr. Carter and his work. Apparently this paper that he's trying to publish is called The Sorcerers of Carthage and Their Alchemical Rites.
That's a name. Yep.
Yep.
Motherfucker. That's a dangerous name.
But
Just
yes,
a little.
she's currently just investigating the book and investigating the paper and just trying to see how much related information she can pull out of it. Like, eventually she's going to give it to... Oh, I got new law. Okay.
Oh, new
Yes.
lore unlocked.
Yes.
Fun.
Okay.
All right, the bastard who wrote that is so lucky that they're technically protected by Cretius.
Protected is a strong word.
For now, it just happens to be on the domains of Dr. Cretius, and if Cretius decides to make a deal with the Tremere clan, he's gonna be boned.
He's fucked if that happens. We're fucked.
But
Yeah.
right now Kate's just reading through that, doing a little light academic research, and waiting on her meeting with Dr. Cretius.
I think we're gonna have Ding Dong on by the door tonight. Yeah. Shortly after Ivy has arrived, of course. Like Ivy's
Alright.
in the house.
I thought that was
you're
me.
hanging out.
I thought that was me arriving, so I was.
No,
doing-
you arrived like around, I think, 6:15 or so, driving your probably fairly snazzy car. I don't know exactly what kind of wheels Ivy has, but you're rich, so you can afford a Lexus.
No, it's something American made in Detroit
Caddy.
because Ivy is the virtue signaling patriot. Whether
Right.
he's actually a patriot or not, I don't know.
How
but
much you
he's
hate the unions, not.
Yeah,
Um,
always driving a rich car in district is a bad idea, regardless.
But not
Or
anymore.
leaving it
'cause
parked.
You have your extra security now.
Yeah, I guess since most of the time Kate's opening the door, she will
Wait,
go down and see who's at the door.
aren't we having Dex or Leo open the door? Are you
Yeah,
actually
that's
doing
what
it
Google was for.
yourself?
Leopold is literally a bouncer. He could open the door.
Yeah.
Wait, does he live here?
He doesn't live here, but he's here usually when
I mean-
Solicitor is here sometimes.
Sure.
The times when he is not sleeping at home, he is here. Because Syl is literally Why would he not be where Syl is? He wants to be close to Syl. Syl is amazing. Syl is the new Axl Rose. Syl is gonna
It
be
would
a
be
star.
really cute if it wasn't just a broken person. This would be so cute.
My goodness. Oh,
Dex will
wonderful.
say similar things about Tony. Tony's gonna lead the Latin Kings very soon. There is nobody like Tony. He's just the man. He's got the machismo. He's got everything. Yeah.
You guys have made the mistake. You brought the cult indoctrination home. You gotta leave it out.
It's just the side effect of the blood bond.
Look, That's
I
just
know.
how duels work, my dude.
I know.
It's a package
Sure,
deal.
I guess we'll get the ghouls to open the door.
Yeah, Leo, he is a bouncer, so he does that for a living. But if you want him to do it here as well, he definitely do it for anything for Syl.
Oh, I'm still fixing my hair. Can you check the door? Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, Syl is gonna come back with Leo, I'm sorry, not Syl. Is gonna come back with a parcel, and he's gonna bring the parcel to Syl, obviously, because he's Syl's school.
Enjoy your
Busters.
bomb.
I'm going to use my advanced hearing to make sure it's not ticking.
It is not ticking.
Okay.
I said
Oh,
marked
what?
with
That
anything.
just means it's like a different kind of bomb. Not all bombs tick.
Yeah. It's triggered to when you open it.
Yeah. So anyway, Ivy, you're a venture. You should open it.
Okay, I'll open it.
You're used to getting
First
hate
off,
mail.
is it
Deal with it.
marked with anything like names, address, sender?
Did
You
we
know
see
what?
who
That's a good
dropped it off?
question, isn't it? It is. Let me consult my notes. I have
Can't
to
be good if
consult
he's got notes
Suddenly I
about
have
it.
notes to consult. You know what is going on here? Yeah, it's
I am standing behind Ivy.
package is about 7 inches wide, 9 long, and about 1 thick. How does that translate into? That's going to be like 15 centimeters wide, about 20 long, maybe 2.5 thick. It's wrapped in brown paper and tied with string.
Does it smell of blood?
It does not.
How long did you say it was in inches?
How long is it? It's about 20 centimeters long. So not very.
And I will also use my enhanced
Not
smell.
that thick.
Just to make, just to make sure there's nothing that
Small
smells
portion.
like Semtex, RDX, C4.
Would you
None
even
of
know
that,
how that
no.
smells like? Oh wait,
Black
you probably
Panther,
would.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably would. Yeah. Yeah. Also, I just realized that you saying the American measurements first is DEI for the American here.
I'm also Canadian, and we use the same measurements sometimes. Canadian measurements is like a whole bunch of mix of... Yeah, we're snorting all the measurements, basically. Sidebar.
Yeah, same here. And we just use every measurement. We even use like measurements that aren't real things, like pans and barley corn and
What the
Yeah,
hell are
we
you
use
Commonwealth fuckers smoking?
We use imperial for
Anyway,
personal weight and construction. We use kilometers an hour for speed. We use time for distance. We use cups, so imperial for recipes, but liters for milk. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, you know, the other
Right.
weird thing is in America they use British thermal units for temperature, and in Britain we don't use them anymore.
I don't think they're out of Britain. It wasn't Fahrenheit like Swedish, and same with
Nope,
Celsius.
Celsius is Swedish.
Well, isn't like a lot of the weird shit about American English and measurements and everything originally from Britain?
Yes.
Yes,
Anyway,
that's why they
end
call
of
it the imperial
sidebar.
system.
Sylvester has a parcel.
Probably
Yes.
a bomb too.
I know how big it is. Is it marked with who it's to and from?
No.
No, okay.
Did we see who dropped it off?
Leo did. If you're gonna ask Leo about stuff, you're free to.
Leo, did someone give you this?
Yes, obviously, Syl. It was, I don't know, some kid looked like he was out of high school or whatever.
Mm.
Just a kid off the street. I don't know. Weird. He just said that he was gonna
Where
do
this
this.
is from. Sylvester, like, suspiciously looks at the Goldhood Charlie.
Oh yeah, and also on the question of what explosives smell, we used explosives on the heist, so everybody who was there smelt it in the van.
Yep. Yeah, no, it doesn't smell of that either, Charlie. It smells, if anything, old paper.
Right.
Well, we aren't going to get anywhere by doing nothing. How about one of you opens up the package?
Musky, earthy, maybe slightly oily or waxy. Yeah.
Well,
Who stole the Declaration of Independence?
I think
I
Sylvester is gonna
believe-
hand it to Charlie, assuming it's for him.
Okay. Charlie now has the parcel.
And I guess, yeah, Charlie will just open it.
Very well. Inside the parcel, you will find...
Here's a bomb and you instantly die.
No, it is not a bomb. It is, in fact, an old journal.
And
It's,
when you say old journal, like how old?
That's a good question, isn't it? Hard to tell. It is rich dark leather, very nicely tooled with a complex scroll work. The leather is old, but someone has cared for it quite well. It smells of that old parchment smell. How good are we at things here? Charlie has some academics, but probably not enough to identify things here. You have 6 dice, that's going to be 3. We think we would need to have 5 successes here in academics, and...
But he's specifically an art history graduate.
You are an art history graduate, this is true, so that gives you another die, so you're still ending up at 3.
Alternatively, if you were to spend some time with this, you have the library bonus.
I look towards Kate and I say, weird, old, probably curse shit seems like your specialty, Peretti.
What are we
Yeah,
doing with
she's
the book at the moment, Charlie?
I'm going to do another rush job and just speed read it.
Okay, roll for your rush job as you're just suddenly whooshed right through it, blindingly fast going through the pages. and not getting hungrier as a result. It's actually empty. It's just blank pages as you're reading through it really fast. There's no text in there. The
makes it easy to
pages
read.
are exquisite quality, Charlie. Absolutely highest quality. Someone has taken a great deal of care to put this book together. And as you're working on it and reading through it really fast and finding absolutely no words in there, it's a literal notebook, but it's an antique notebook. In your mind, it's going to be worth something. You can't buy this at your local Walmart. This is something for the notebook for the connoisseur. Definitely. Exactly how much it's worth, that might take some study, but it's definitely going to be over $100, which is an expensive note.
Since as soon as I was started paging through it, I realised it was blank. Could I use my rush job instead to have done as fast an analysis as I could on a leather quality paper, trying to guess the age, do my art history thing?
Absolutely. Let's roll it. Also, there is a single sheet that falls out of the notebook as you are looking through it.
Can I pick it up?
I go and pick that
Sure.
up, yeah.
Ivy? Why
And-
not?
All right.
Well,
Oh,
then,
do you
this
want to
is-
pick it up?
I mean, I guess it's whoever picks it up first. Doesn't
You
matter.
did the awkward thing of you both trying to pick it up.
Yeah.
Gonk. Two
Kate's just
vampires
stepping back.
headbutt
She
each
knows
other.
these. She knows these books and things are going to get back to her eventually, so she's on the rush.
Goldtooth? Are we gonna support that with some extra successes? Because right now you can tell that it's good good quality leather. The paper is vellum. Exactly how old it is, you don't know, but it's a good antiquity, definitely.
Yeah, I'll
For
do
more
I'll do a
successes.
willpower reroll.
For more successes, you'll need some, willpower on that. And that worked amazingly. You will peg this to probably $200 to $300 worth. It's probably from the 18th century, as far as you can tell. These things are uncommon because if you find a notebook like this, someone has probably written in it, and this is completely empty, which is a rarity. So definitely a collector's item, and definitely not something that anybody should be writing anything in unless they want to waste the value.
I guess after you get done with your little examination, I say to you, Goldtooth, what does it say in there?
A lot of invisible ink. I just hold it up and it's blank. We'll just immediately after that say it's unmarked, so nobody writing it. It's worth way more like this.
No, when Galton says that, can Sylvester just use sentient scene?
You can, yes.
Are there any invisible ink? Probably not.
Let's see now. Wits and aspects.
Should I roll it?
Why not?
Keep on forgetting I have all specs as well. I so rarely use it. Everything's blood, sorcery, or dominate.
Of
Just wits and
course.
aspects?
Yeah.
Okay. That's just 4 dice, but alright.
Wow, wonderful job. Amazing.
I could willpower a roll because otherwise that would be embarrassing. 3 successes.
Oh.
There is... You're actively searching for a hidden supernatural. That's actually not wits and aspects. That's resolve and aspects.
Huh,
Which is
Good,
better
because I
for
have
you. So
higher
it's
dice.
one more die.
With that. I have one more die.
Yeah.
I
It's a success.
That's one more success.
Then, in a corner of your house stands
fuck.
this person.
Leopold. We knew it.
No,
Ah.
not Leopold. he is probably going to be very surprised to find that you found him. No doubt, Nosferatu. He is short, squat. His head looks like a bit of a block. He has a few strands of hair still on the baldness there. But yeah, he has a hood up, and as Sylvester just looks at him, he's going to be like, oh no.
Wait, so Kate and Sylvester never noticed this guy before?
Apparently not.
We never rolled enough passively?
Nope. He had 4 successes. You had fewer.
I like that this came from just me, but I wonder if there's invisible ink. Wait, there's a fucking invisible guy here.
Yeah. It's like, there's no invisible ink in the journal, but there was this guy here. And he's, he doesn't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, do you point this out
you know
to the
what?
rest
I'm
of us?
gonna just tackle the man.
Wait,
All
do you say
initiative.
But to be fair,
Alright,
he's going to have to open the door. Worst case scenario.
Or
Which is gonna
smash
break
his way
his
through a window or
illusion.
something.
What window isn't barred or covered?
That's a good question.
Yeah, by the way, does Sylvester say anything about this guy's presence?
Probably, but we'll find out in a moment.
Better question is, when he starts moving, does it break his invisibility?
No, it doesn't. But yeah, okay. So
He's
since
that
Dex-
high level of obfuscate, damn.
it's just-
Doesn't matter, he's really outnumbered.
Yeah, he is very outnumbered. Yeah, no, he's going to start moving towards the door as quick as he possibly can. So, I guess as long as he doesn't emit any sound louder than a whisper, it works. But now he's gonna emit a sound louder than a whisper because you stare right at him. So he's gonna run as quickly as he possibly can towards the door. And we're definitely blood surging this. Okay, that's pretty quick. Someone is gonna have to beat his 4 successes. You know what? That's even without
What do you
willpower.
mean?
Let's add. Boom.
What do you mean? 4 successes on what?
He's doing athletics dexterity to run away. Just beeline for your front door. Kate, I get
Yeah.
since he's running like
As
crazy, you're all
he's,
gonna see
as
it.
he's as he starts running, does he glance? Does he like look at everyone in the room? Just as he found out he's got caught.
He looks at Syl particularly.
He looks at Syl. Okay.
Yeah. And then he runs like
In that
crazy.
case, I'm going to try and make eye contact with him.
Or are you gonna use some...
I'm going to use
I don't know if you
mesmerize.
have- Mesmerize, yeah.
Okay. He's already bolting for the door, so I feel like this is a chase moment, really, rather than...
Not if mesmerize works. He's going to stop dead.
Yeah, but he was faster than you in this. Actually, you're the same speed. Okay, you have a chance here to do something mesmerizing. So, how are you going to catch his attention? Because he's going to react and start moving.
If we're
and
moving
that
at the
particular
same
moment-
speed, like, we're probably going to reach the door at the same time because we are close to the entrance.
You
Right.
are.
We're
But I'm saying,
so, like-
speed-wise, this is initiative, so...
Yeah.
So
Oh, speed
you're
wise.
reacting.
Okay.
It's,
Yeah.
it's your reaction, right? You
Uh,
might not be as athletic as this person is. Let's just say.
I'm not. I'm just going to get to the door, and I know I can't really block it because
Oh,
Kate
you're
does
doing
not
the
have the build
mesmerizing
yet.
on him when he has opened the door. Because
Yeah,
he has to open
like
the
wait,
door.
he's still in the building,
Yeah.
and he has to look into the room when he's opening the door. So I'm
Alright.
gonna run to the door and mesmerize him, or attempt to.
Let's try it. Yeah. Manipulation, dominate versus intelligence and resolve.
Yes.
He might just want to blood surge that, because this is so bad in so many ways.
I will re-roll.
What the fuck?
Nope, no, I don't want to re-roll that one.
Yeah, that was not an amazing success at all. That's better, isn't it? 3 successes. Unfortunately, he has 4. He resists you. You're staring into his eyes, and he's like yanking his neck away, his very like bullet-like neck away from you, so you can't actually get a good look in. Sylvester, what do you want to do?
I'm still gonna try to just tackle him. I'm not gonna be very good at it, so I'm probably gonna have to rouse the blood.
Yeah.
What is that? Strength for dex, you think?
I was like, what is this guy doing in here?
So what role would that be?
Tackle, I would say it's going to be a strength roll.
And he
I'm gonna rouse the blood.
I'm not very surprised.
I have no points in either athletics or brawl.
Yeah, no, this is not your thing.
This is
But
not my thing, but it's the first thing he's thinking of.
Yeah.
Smart. Since he spent his turn athleticsing,
Oh my goodness.
can he defend?
It's a reflexive thing.
Ah.
That's
I mean,
great.
you do success in
that's
tackling
better.
him, because that's 3 successes. Oh, so he can't defend against Sylvester. He can defend against your
Oh,
domination.
no, defend against Sylvester.
No,
because
he
he's
cannot
already
do
physically
that. So
done
he's
stuff.
by the door. He's succeeded in opening the door and outrunning anyone who is slower than that. So he got to.
But the
So his
bestial
athletic
failure
success
is
was
gonna mess
basically
him up.
to get to the door first, which he did, and then Sylvester is just barreling towards him and grappling him. Clearly, right? Or are we just bowling him over on the
It's
ground?
kind of like a thing where I'm just jumping on top of him and using his
Yeah.
whatever
Like,
body weight he has. Like, he's skinny, but he's tall.
Yeah.
So there's at least that.
And I think that's actually going to do it, because obviously he's not really in a situation where he can do much to defend. So
yeah, and
he's...
plus, I'm also about to tackle him.
Oh my god, so it's going to be... Ivy, what do you want to do here?
I'm going to try to. I know I'm not. He's not really a combat character, so
Neither is Sylvester.
yeah.
Yeah, they just successfully tackled the man.
and you got
No, that's
angry
Skills,
doing
I have
it.
no points in.
No, that Sylvester has him on the floor. Can I catch his gaze?
I'm going to say that you're going to need to grapple his head to do that, given how he's been moving.
Okay. What would I need to roll to grapple his head?
I don't think you need to roll
Strength
anything
and
since
brawl,
he can't
I
defend
think.
himself.
What?
Strength and brawl, but he can't
Oh,
defend
well, I don't have
himself.
brawl. I just have strength.
Yeah,
You can literally just take half. You don't even need to roll.
Okay, so one dice.
right. Yeah, okay, so you're running after there, grappling his head, and you're going to soon be able to dominate him. Tony, what are we doing here?
I'm gonna join the pile and also grapple him.
So there's going to be so much of this stuff.
Yeah,
And Leo,
you
too, of
actually
course.
restrain him.
So-
Sylvester just jumped him.
Okay, we're just gonna end the whole combat thing here, because now this guy has 3 people on top of him, 2 of whom are, and one of them is a Bruja with potence and stuff.
Oh yeah, and Ivy does have fortitude, so it might take a bit to get his hands off.
And,
he's
and with you can, yeah, feats of strength basically, if you want to activate your prowess there. I don't know if you want to.
Charlie just walks up and calmly closes the door.
Right? Yeah, the guy's lying underneath you. He wants to get free. He's gonna try to struggle to get free, but I have a feeling that he's pretty strong. Let's see if he can.
Currently 3 people on top of him.
Yeah, he does have 3 people upon him. Who is the strongest of these 3 people? It's gonna be Tony, right?
Yep.
Is it gonna? No, it's actually gonna be Leo, unless you're
What?
using.
Oh yeah.
Leo has 4 dice in strength and athletics. You have 4 dice in strength and athletics. So I guess Tony can be the one. And are we gonna use prowess for this?
Yeah.
I think that's a blood.
Yeah. So,
Isn't that a blood surge?
all right, let's read the thing on prowess.
Doesn't
Duration 1.
say there for some reason, but I think it is because it's a level 2.
Add half your potence rating. Add it up. 1 extra point of strength. Oh. It's.
Potence. Why haven't I added that for? Yes. Yeah, it's a rouse check. It's a rouse check.
All right, and also grappling.
So please roll a rouse check for prowess. You're fine.
Nice.
You're reaching into your inner Bruja strength, and that gives you 2 more dice on your strength and athletics, so that's 6 in total, plus 2 more for Syl and Leo, so that's 8. Versus whatever he has, and we haven't counted your potential blood surge yet if you want to use that. He is definitely going to try to shake you all because he doesn't want to be under this pile of people. And I rolled terribly because it's me, so I'm going to add a willpower check on that. So that's going to give us 3 successes. He is strong.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I could. All right, with a blood surge plus my thing and grappling, with strength plus brawl.
You get a 4
Yeah,
in half,
4.
taken half, so you're fine. Yeah, he's trying to break free, but he's failing. So, what are we doing with this guy who is lying there?
I'm gonna try to catch his eye.
Given how, I think you're gonna succeed with that. Are we doing mesmerize
Yes, let's mesmerize this dude.
or compel? Compel is free.
Okay, let's try to
Mesmerize
compel
is
him.
not free.
What do I have? I have Dominate 2, so what's the best, strongest, most useful power I can use on him?
What
They
you
do
wanna
different
achieve?
things.
If you want to issue a complex command, you can do that.
No,
Like,
I don't think
stop
I need
struggling
a
or
complex.
lie
All I
completely
want him to
still.
do is not run, so I'll try compelling.
Right, a single action command. If you want him to stop fighting, I think you're going to need to use mesmerize, because a single action command, I guess you could use a compel for that too, because you just stop fighting, it means that or lie still is a single action command, so you can use that. Charisma and dominate then.
Oh yeah.
Against
Charisma.
Intelligence resolve.
Yes, this guy's got a bit of intelligence.
Like he's a Nos, maybe he doesn't.
Maybe he has some smarts.
Not a lot of wit, because this is a stupid idea, but...
Ooh, I rolled very well on his resistance. Just so you know.
Okay,
So you'll
well,
need to
since
overcome
you did
his-
tell me that, I will Blood Surge.
I will you're gonna have to overcome 4 successes, so...
We will see what happens.
Yeah. You need 4 successes to win, basically.
Just a reminder, Tony, if you're gonna blood surge and take half, you still need to roll the rouse check, just in case.
Oh, mother.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll do that.
I think I need
That
to re-roll that
was
because that's a possible
terrible.
bestial failure. So I'll willpower re-roll that.
Yeah, there's still a chance for you to succeed if you get 2 crits, 2 10s.
I
and
just
a
don't want a
success.
bestially fail.
2 crits would do it, actually, so...
Oh my goodness.
That's definitely a bestial failure. You're failing to make him lie still. He just resists you with pure bullheadedness. So, let's see what kind of compulsion you're getting, sir. Do you want to roll or should I?
You can
Thank you.
roll. I like it when the
Okay.
game master's in charge of that.
Very well. This is gonna be great for you. As you are trying to lock his eyes down, and it's just not working at all, because he's being the way he is, I think you're gonna be just really annoyed by the fact that the beast within you is gonna be like, you want to dominate this person. You want to, it's a social setting and it's a hunger compulsion. So you're gonna feel, an example could be that you want to move to the situation towards a seduction. You want him to submit to. Maybe this is like when you met your ghoul the first time and you decided to use her. The similar kind of domination impulse, if you will.
I do have an idea to make him stop. All right then. So
You're just gonna stake him.
that wasn't what I was thinking of, but that's a backup plan.
All
right,
like.
then.
Wow,
Guys, I know
Kate's
I
got an
made a
idea
bingo,
for that
but
as well.
please.
All right, so here's the main plan. So with rapid reflexes, I can take a minor action worth 2 dice per turn, such as readying or reloading a weapon for free. I'm just gonna put my pistol to the back of his head and use an intimidation check.
Very well.
Also, Kate's gonna calmly walk over to her desk and pull out one of those really sharp letter openers.
Yeah. He's restrained. Also,
Yep.
I have a pistol to the back of his head.
Yeah.
Does that give any bonuses?
I'm gonna give you bonus successes because of him being restrained. That's one, and the pistol is another one. Like it's
And
a
so the
tool.
spear's the gun.
Yeah, charisma and intimidation. So that's gonna be 4 dice for you then. Otherwise, do we want to use
also
your
going to
awe?
My awe. Oh yeah, I can use my awe for free too.
That's not for intimidation. That's for persuasion and performance.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Daunt
is the one you want for
exactly. Daunt is the one for.
Yeah. So
So,
I guess it's 4 successes then.
4 successes?
I'm taking half.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let's resist that with some resolve and insight, maybe. He can't be good at everything, right?
The mental skills are usually pretty good for the Nosferatu.
Even if it's my roll somehow, I'm just gonna yell out, "Kate, fucking stake this dude."
Oh, she's walking over with a knife.
He's snarling at you at this point, but he does stop moving. He is...
Yeah, so basically I just yell at him, "Fucking stop!"
Yeah, he stops moving. He's now just absolutely frozen in terror, apparently. And that's where it's perfect time to take a break for 5 minutes, and we'll be right back, everybody. Once refreshments have been taken and Nosferatu blood has been consumed. Wait, what? No, not at all.
Maybe
See you in a
later.
moment. 5 minutes, you guys.
You don't know what Kate's thinking.
Okay, we are back, and we are in the coterie, the Odd Job Gang's haven. They have just captured themselves a Nosferatu, who is going limp in their arms at the moment and just looking around at everybody with a very haunted look in his face. His very misshapen face.
Yeah, because he is very screwed right now.
At which point, Kate's going to kneel down, like next to one of his arms. Just try to make eye contact with him if she can.
Yeah, he's gonna try to avoid that eye contact for
That's
obvious
fair.
reasons. Like, he's looking up to the ceiling and then to the ground and anywhere but not your eyes.
He's trying to look everywhere that isn't us, which makes sense.
Yeah.
She's going to cut him,
Ah!
and I guess she's gonna suck a bit of blood out of the wound and then just pull out a vial and spit it into it,
Okay, then.
and then just put a stopper in it. Then she's gonna say, just hold it in front of him, even if he's not looking.
Yeah.
Just hold it in front of him and say, you know what this means? Behave. And then she's gonna put it away.
You have tasted a drop of blood now, so you could discern certain basic traits of the one to whom it belongs, if you would want to.
He could try, I guess.
Yeah.
It's using a pool she's not good at.
Resolve,
Resolve plus blood
yeah.
sorcery. Difficulty 3. She's got 2 dice. But I guess it doesn't hurt.
No,
Doesn't cost
you
her
have-
anything to
you
try.
have 3 dice, because blood sorcery.
Oh, sorry, resolve is 2 blood sorcery. Yep.
How do you have...
Let's try that then.
Don't you have...
Well, is there a danger of blood bond when you do that, or do you have to
No,
swallow?
it's only. It's not enough, I don't think.
Yeah, I think I need to actually swallow it for that to be a risk.
While you're doing this, considering how strong this guy was, Charlie is using 2 rolls of duct tape to tape him up.
Yeah, he is strong, and you're all working on that right now, so...
You can blood surge disciplines, right?
Absolutely.
That's
you
definitely a
can.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? Worst case scenario, I get hungrier.
Anyone who drinks the blood of a vampire. So, yeah, tasting
Tasting it?
is not
Does that
enough.
count?
No.
Okay.
By the way,
Drink.
the farther away he is from the exit of the room, the better. So I guess we should probably drag him away from the door.
Yeah,
I guess in this
okay.
case, the messy critical is she actually is going to drink a little bit of it. But
That makes sense.
I
Which
think
means
that's
that
fair.
You do get a step towards being blood bonded to this particular creature, but you also have now.
Access to his disciplines.
Yeah, you do. Obfuscate's coming up for Kate.
Also, I got a critical win. Critical win also reveals whether the subject has ever committed diablerie, the generation within one of the vampire.
Yeah. So, let me give you some information on all that, shall I? You already know his clan just by looking at him.
Looking
right?
at him, yeah.
So,
She's not under a blood bond yet, is she? She needs
No,
to do
no,
a few
she
more
isn't.
drinks before that's a risk.
You just like him a bit.
I think that's part of the blood bond, so I don't think that's triggered yet. I think it triggers like pretty much automatically for mortals, but
Oh, I got
they have-
those
they have-
rules mixed up.
yeah, because they don't really have any resistance to this sort of thing.
Got it. What's the vintage on this guy?
here we go. Vintage to you.
Oh. Okay. That's fair. He's an older fella.
Really?
Because I wouldn't know.
Or his sire is.
Or his sire. Yeah, I guess you can't really judge age by generation, can you?
No.
Yeah. Those are
like you can for really from 6 below you can guess the age, but from everything else it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
And
So what's this guy's generation?
9th,
Oh. Shit.
Hmm.
so he's 2 below us, or above us, I guess.
Better. But
Yeah.
how about?
Oh wait, no, we're 13th. Are we 13th?
No, what
Simon, you
my
are?
guy.
Some
in
of you aren't.
1991. Yeah.
Depends.
Like the dreaded 13th generation, you wouldn't be able to drink blood or stuff. Like, you'd practically be a vampire.
I thought 13th was Thin Bloods.
No, that's
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's 14.
Okay.
Okay, so Kate's the
Oh, I'm
closest you can get without being Thin Blood.
Same here. I'm also 13th.
So he's 4 generations above us. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try to, like, I'm going to stop trying to dominate him and start being like a good cop, being the good cop. But so I'll be like, listen, dude, just calm down, calm down. You're not in any danger here. If you just tell us what you're doing here, we won't go to the sheriff or anything like that. Just calm down, calm down. You're not in any danger.
Because he is currently basically under, what is it? Isn't it a physical provocation here that you all piled up on him?
Yeah, Kate's not on him, but yeah, most of the other people are on him. I don't know about the amendment.
I have a gun to his head still.
Yeah, exactly. Now, he's not going frenzy on you guys. This is not Peter.
Also, I'm checking his pockets as I wrap the tape before I cover up any of his pockets I ever go through.
Does me trying to, like, what do I roll to try to, like, I guess, be the good cop and try to get him to calm down with my voice?
Charisma, empathy, I'm gonna say.
Okay. To feel the rhythm of life, to feel its powerful beat, to feel it spinning in your fingers. What has empathy?
Oh,
At home.
you're. No, sorry, insight. Insight. Empathy is an earlier edition.
And maybe I'll blood search this just for a laugh.
Just for a laugh.
Just as a little ha. Oh my goodness.
Oh, fuck. That's not
You
good.
really are not good at insight.
Can I?
Isn't one of
let's-
us amazing at insight?
Me?
Yeah.
You could get 3 more successes by getting a crit on that black die that has not succeeded.
Then again, can't multiple people at once do an insight roll?
It just to check his state of mind, and yeah, you could also do this kind of charisma insight if you want to try to be the good cops, all of you.
Not good cops. Oh, I am definitely the bad cop. I just want to know what he's thinking. No, that's a different thing.
To be
That
fair,
is a different
you've pulled
thing.
a
That's
gun
not
on
going to be
him.
insight and charisma.
Yeah.
That's going to be insight and wits.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
go
just
ahead.
like
so
you know,
insight and wits. That's going to be 2 successes for you.
good cops. I'm worst cop.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how the situation is actually panning out. Tony, you've pulled a gun on a vampire, which is, I guess, a minor threat.
On my insight plus charisma. I did crit.
Wow.
Like-
how about that?
Nice. Kate's a trivia vampire that has just taken this guy's blood, which is a significant threat.
Yeah,
it is.
that's worse than bad cop. That's like
That's worse than
bad-
gun to head.
Yeah,
And he's-
that's a secret Gestapo agent.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. So
Like, even if he doesn't think I can do it, I can do much to him, he knows I know people who can.
He's basically just turning back and forth, and he seems scared to you. You haven't even rolled your thing yet, Tony, have you? But I think you have 2 by just taking half. Yeah, he's scared. He's very scared. He does not want to be here. And as you're starting to, he's going to be just nodding to you, Ivy. What are you telling him to do?
Just calm down. Don't you're in no danger as long as
That's
you.
bullshit.
Apparently the bullshit is working. He's nodding very quickly, and
You're in no danger as look. With the last thing we want, you're right next to the door. We don't want you going out there frenzying. That's the first tradition. So just calm. Just cool your jets.
Right, he's
You're not in
nodding,
any
he's nodding.
trouble.
he's nodding.
Just
you know,
relax.
As big and burly as he looks, he's just looking down
And-
very bashfully on the ground.
Just relax, sit down, we can discuss this. Gentlemen, it doesn't need to go... Loden doesn't need to hear that you were in this haven.
Yeah, he's nodding
Okay.
and allowing you guys to lead him inside to sit in a recliner or whatever you want to have planned at the moment.
Did I find anything in his pockets?
Did you find anything in his pockets? He has a greasy
The One Ring.
notebook, a rusty can opener, matchbox from the Blue Velvet Club, some thin wire and balled up chewing gum, a broken watch, an expired CTA pass, and a single red button.
In case of emergencies.
Exactly.
Press the
But
red button.
he smells, now that you're all close to him, and Charlie, hi for heightened senses, he smells like he has spent a lifetime sleeping outdoors.
That
But-
makes sense. He's enough.
Because he's a Nosferatu and doesn't actually sweat, it's probably not going to smell as terribly as someone who has body odors and didn't shave for 10 years or shower for 10 years. At least he's not that type of stinky. It's just grime and dirt and whatever residue of sewer smell. He must have been in the sewers off and on, Charlie. It's grained into his clothes.
But the only thing he had on him that was potentially more obvious value is the notebook, right?
Yeah.
The expired
And-
pass could also be a useful signifier.
I'm gonna try that. Can you tell us your name?
Elucid, he says.
Have I ever heard of this dude?
Nope.
I don't think any of us have any contacts with Nosferatu at the moment.
No,
Is he anywhere on Lodin's list?
yeah, somebody can look him up. Then I say, now, this might be a question, but are you in the city officially?
He is gonna shake his head.
Okay, that's okay. Why are you here unofficially? The Nos or Nosferatu are okay with the cam. You could get permission to live here, no problem.
Oh.
I don't care why he's living here. I care why
But-
he's in a fucking house.
I'm getting there. We have to. You can't catch a lion by jumping at it. You have to like.
I'm pretty sure Sylvester did a pretty good job.
Okay, well, yeah. I'm trying to finesse this dude.
Why?
I don't know. You know, something to do.
He's not
looking
worth
at
it.
both. No, he's not looking at both of you. He's looking down at the carpet again.
How's this
Uh,
guy's name spelled?
What was that, Charlie?
It's
How's
on
his
the
name
screen.
spelled? I'm looking through Loading's list.
Elucid.
Yep.
But he just said he wasn't here, like, officially, so he's probably not on Loden's
He
list.
could have been lying.
Granted.
That's good. That's a
Lodin
good point.
might keep tabs. Lodin keeps tabs on people outside of Camarilla too.
Oh, that's good. Do you know what? I should just stop saying things, because I say so much stuff that's just dumb.
Granted, I don't know if Ivy even knows we have this list.
Yeah, this is not something we're openly discussing. Loden doesn't know we have this list. So,
Lodin does know.
so yeah, Kate's gonna look over it at Elucid. You're obviously either sent here by someone or you've chosen to do this of your own free will. Both of these are stupid options.
Sorry,
Which one applies to you?
I was sent here.
Okay. What was your mission?
Check you guys out a bit.
How long have you been here?
I wanted to get in last week, but no good chance. But I snuck in with a kid.
The kid that just gave us the notebook.
I don't know. The kid who had the package.
Who sent you?
Frenchie.
Oh, Frenchie. So this Frenchie, did he say things like, "We must seize the means of production," and I can't really do it. Oh, wait, let me try. We must. No, it went the wrong way. We must seize the. And did he say things like,
Is he an anarch?
"Death to the kings"? Yes. Is he an anarch?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you meet him?
Oh, we meet here and there, the club sometimes.
Sorry, this is a fail IRL. What's the name of the club we went to?
Succubus Club?
Yeah,
Yep.
the Succubus Club.
Yeah.
The Succubus Club. So our French friend goes to the Succubus Club. How interesting.
Everyone goes to the Succubus Club.
Yeah, I know. But that's confirmation. Okay, so you're not in the city officially, which Loden doesn't like. You came into somebody else's haven, which Loden doesn't like. So
Neither do we.
yeah, and neither do these fine gentlemen here and ladies. So I would offer you the situation that now you are our bitch. Would you agree with that? That you work for us now?
He's not gonna answer that. He's just looking very grumpy.
I'm Ivy.
Yeah, Ivy, just remember he could be quite a lot older than us.
Yeah, but that means he should even know the rules even a bit more.
Yes, which is why I'm going to say, okay, you've been marginally helpful. If you are greatly helpful, when we call the sheriff, we will give you a friendly introduction. Would you like a friendly introduction? Or not?
Now he's scowling.
You may not be scared of us, obviously, because you walked in here. But even you are not that stupid. I don't trust you, by the way. My lovely Ventru friend seems to think everyone's going to behave logically in these sort of situations. But you seem to be an idiot and a traitor. So, what sort of introduction would you like?
Yeah, he's just looking very grumpy now. He's not responding. He's just sitting there with his grumpiness.
Okay, so we will introduce you as a foreign infiltrator in the Prince's City, who has not made himself known, and has breached several of our laws. Is that the introduction you would like? Or would you like to be introduced as, we found someone who doesn't really belong and forgot to make introductions,
He's gonna be like,
but they would like to make amends?
I was sired here, not foreign.
And has your sire permission? to sire
Yes.
you?
Oh yeah, he may have just admitted to another crime.
Yes.
I don't know.
Who's your sire?
Nathaniel.
I'm gonna look at Sylvester to see whether Sylvester believes that Kate does not care enough about people to learn how to read them.
Oh
And
yeah,
Charlie
want
will
me
say,
to insight him, okay? See if he's honest.
You've got the people skills.
I got the people skills. How can I read people?
Ooh, a crit.
Yeah.
Boy!
There is absolutely no love lost between Elucid and his sire, clearly. Just looking at, like, how he's spitting out the word like it tastes foul in his mouth.
If somebody's still got the list up there, is Nathaniel on any of the Loden's lists?
Yeah. Have we heard of this Nathaniel dude?
have you heard of him? Probably not.
If you want, I can try and roll politics. That would possibly...
I'm gonna say it's gonna be like a difficulty 5, because this is not necessarily an
Fair. Intelligence
someone
politics?
who is in a central social position, but
Well, he is
intelligence
in the
politics,
list.
yeah.
Nathaniel
what?
Godolph,
Yep.
Nosferatu Ancilla, Church of Christ, loyal, reliable.
Interesting.
Doesn't seem like
Mhm.
the descriptor. You said difficulty 5?
Yep. Look at that.
Okay, holy shit.
How would Kate? You would have heard of him. You've never met him, obviously,
Obviously.
but you would have heard him through the grapevine as one of the few Nosferatu in the city. There is the Primogen, and then there is apparently this guy Nathaniel, and not many others in the city in terms of just those who are acknowledged and actually
To
an
be fair,
active part of the
like-
Camarilla.
Yeah.
Did I roll a messy critical, by the way? Or no?
What does that look
Oh,
like for
Sylvester,
insight?
yes, Messy Critical, absolutely you did. I'm not sure how a Messy Critical will express itself when you are
I am using Auspex.
plan things.
Maybe my demons come out to play, who knows?
Yes, your demon is coming out to play. What is the demon gonna say about this particular situation?
After Kate's
Church of
horrific
Christ.
rolls
Oh,
last
there we
session,
go. Yes.
that roll was
Ah.
very good.
We need to burn them. Can you think of a Nosferatu infiltrating the church? That's the devil's own handmaiden, isn't it? Destroy it! Destroy it!
Fucking shut up. Not the time.
It's always the time. It's always the... You always ignore me. You always ignore me, Sylvester. I will not be ignored anymore. I will not be.
I am taking a nice approach to this.
I think everybody's gonna hear you muttering to yourself. Leo is looking at you like, you okay, boss?
I think Sylvester just give him like the look he would usually give Leopold when he's having a bit of an issue. But since there's other people in the room, he's not gonna say it out loud.
Aww.
Okay, so there's a sort of a distraction from that awkwardness. I was going to ask Lucid how old he is.
I've been around a few decades. You gonna let me go or what?
That wasn't the deal.
I
The deal is you be helpful, and we give you a polite introduction to the sheriff.
Huh.
Do you believe you've been helpful?
Boons, eh? What, you wanna know
What did you
stuff?
say?
Boons, huh?
Of course.
You wanna know stuff about the city? Damn it. I guess I owe you a boon now, don't I? Damn it. Alright, I owe you a boon. Like what? Is it a minor boon? Is it what kind of boon?
Depends how easy you want us to go.
I ain't no foreign interference guy. I ain't coming from outside.
You're coming from a different camp. I believe we're at war with them.
No.
What would
ain't
you
no
call
war.
that?
Ain't no war.
No war. So you'll be welcome in our camp.
No, ain't no war going on.
Is that why you snuck in?
Just checking things out, is all.
Lucid, I think it would be better for you in general if you're in the city officially.
I can only
Loden's
get a
old
room.
fashioned. He prefers things like that way.
So is that like a major boon then? Okay, major boon. Right. What you guys wouldn't know. Huh?
That's a good
Like,
question.
Yes,
when
a
our
little bit.
friend, who probably was with, what was his, Marshall, what's his guy? Ah, fuck it, I hate it. Anyway, when our friend who probably was hand in glove with the Vichy government sent you here, did he send you for any particular reason?
We heard rumors. Like Damien and others, they've been poking you all. Like, he's gonna look at Tony's feet a little bit. Like, you Tony, right?
Yeah.
So you should be Anarch, shouldn't you? Like, you Bruja. You should be with.
No, the Bruja were one of the founding clans of the Camarilla.
Whatever. Anyway,
They were there at the Council of Thorns. That's history, dude.
I don't know shit about that, but I know that. Like, you're new in town, right? Like, coterie, odd job gang. So, just check it out. If you're working for the man, gotta know, man. If you're working for the man, and you're working for the man, so I guess I know that now.
I'm working for myself.
I would say that I'm working for the man. But
Because you are the man.
because
Hard man.
You are
I'm
the
actually-
definition of the man.
I'm
working for the winning
I'm
side.
in his bloodline. You think I shouldn't work for him? I shouldn't work for the sire of my sire, sire?
It can be venture anarchs.
There can, but there
Oh.
But-
That's an insult.
can be, and there can be like Nosferatu in the Sabbat. Wait, do I know the Sabbat exists? Maybe.
You probably had your basic education on that, yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, the Camarilla isn't the man, really. Its main job is to protect us from the kind. And let me ask you a question. What rule of the Camarilla, what tradition do you in particular have an issue with that you're thinking that particular tradition is tyranny? You want to create as many vampires as you want to delaborize every vampire you meet? You want to break the masquerade every night and twice on Sundays? Like, what tradition do you have an issue with?
Loden's been killing us, though. Like, Democratic Convention, Council Wars,
Because
fucker.
you guys, like, he has, there's only 4 traditions, right? Isn't that right? Or 5? There's 5 rules, you guys, and you guys keep breaking the rule that says you need to respect people's domain, and you need to respect the older vampires.
You got a few decades of experience on us, and you still
Yes.
got caught like a fucking idiot. You tell me that you should have a say in the Camarilla?
But, like,
Same here. Loden?
Everyone
he-
gets their chance to prove their worth to the Camarilla.
yes.
You will get that chance soon.
Yes. And Loden would not put a vampire to violent death unless they were, oh shit, what's the word I'm looking for? Recalcitrant criminal. Or habitual. Someone who kept on breaking the traditions all the time. And maybe you've heard different. Maybe you've heard that he likes to kill people for breakfast, dinner, and tea. But that's not true. He only enforces the traditions. And the traditions are there to stop us going around where milkmen looking for blood.
At this point, I think
Stops us from killing you. Very.
At this point, Kate's gonna sit down at her desk and get on the line with the sheriff.
Okay. So
While
I
this
guess
is going on, Charlie will have been going through the notebook.
I think Ivy still has the note that came out of the notebook.
Oh, completely forgot about that. What does it actually say? Glance at it, I guess.
You have indeed glanced at it. Okay.
At which point, like, seeing people shifting focus away from him, Kate's just gonna say, oh no, Tony's still on there. But Kate's just gonna say, maybe we can just leave that discussion until our guest is gone.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yes, we can discuss the book once our friend here has passed the proper introductions and does us a favor.
I meant his notebook, the Nosferatu notebook.
Oh,
Oh,
that notebook.
I doubt that's clean and unwritten in.
No,
You should
it is
watch your-
not clean and unwritten in. It has all sorts of scrawlings in it. You would think it's some kind of code, really, Charlie? Because it doesn't make sense otherwise. There's stains here and there because obviously it's been exposed to the weather more than once. Some sketches, lots of maybe conspiracy scrawlings, and some designs of various tags, like, for example,
By any chance.
no gods, no masters, and blood economies, and feeding the machine, and things like that.
We got a pretty decent catch here.
Are there, by any chance, symbols?
okay. I think.
Sylvester's good with symbols.
I have a specialty for symbols, that's why I'm asking.
I remember.
Yeah, but
Okay,
they're not
then-
occult in nature.
As a group, do we think we've gotten as much information as we can out of this fine gentleman with the disfigured face?
The way Kate's saying that, assuming, like, he's not going to get killed. It's very unlikely that his meeting with the sheriff would get him killed. He's going to have a very unpleasant time,
Yes.
but he will still owe us a boon at the other end.
Yes. So does anybody want to question him more before Ivy rings the sheriff?
No, I think Sylvester is just sitting on the couch, staring at him unblinkingly.
Okay, Tony?
Kate's already
Kate?
ringing the sheriff, but...
Oh, Kate's already done it? Fine. Okay.
Let's see.
She's going to try to reach out to Balthazar.
So this is, again, in 1991. We can't count on Balthazar always being in reach for you, but you can definitely call his pager. So that's about as far as you're going to get for now. You're just calling his pager. He will know who the call is from, and he's going to contact you whenever he has the chance.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Which is
well,
apparently not this exact moment.
Mikael, this is something I don't actually know that much in real life, but can I basically give this dude a speech on the virtues of Keynesian economics while we're waiting and try to convert him from being an anarchist into being a pro-capitalism guy?
This shirt on the time.
You're trying
I
to
guess
convert
that's
a
Ivy.
95-year-old, like, person with one conversation to change their ideology.
I'm just saying, I could start it maybe.
You could
Push him in the
start a
direction.
You could
conversation
sow the
about that.
seeds.
Why don't you do a charisma finance check? It's the first time ever I've had anyone do a charisma finance check.
Charisma
But
finance.
I feel like it's appropriate for this particular.
Okay.
That is the most uncommon. Yeah.
If Ivy's
Hello,
going
old
pro
lad, have you
Keynesianism, if Ivy's going pro Keynesianism, that is him showing a great deal of self-restraint not to go full Austrian school.
Oh, but that's a Jan issue because Jan is a physicist and doesn't know economics.
Okay. It depends on at what time you've been recently embraced. So I think you're probably into the Chicago school, honestly, of economics.
I'm just not rolling tonight.
No, Reaganomics.
Be
basically.
fair,
Yeah.
to
Which
be
is
fair,
not
you are
Keynes at
trying
all.
to be charismatic about the least charismatic topic in history.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
He's trying to.
Let's
You,
do
okay.
a willpower roll again. Wait.
You don't know how much.
Why do I have so many hunger dice? I must.
No
I don't know.
sane person would willingly listen
You're
to this.
very
because-
hungry, apparently.
To be
Yeah.
fair, you have blood surged a lot.
You have.
Yeah,
like-
that's a good
yeah.
point. I forgot. I
Drink,
better
dude.
stop blood surging from now on.
So this is the thing with this game. Every time you blood surge, you get hungrier. So if you really
Yeah.
want to
And get hungrier.
blood surge all the time. 3
Yeah,
successes.
you're going fucking crazy with the blood.
Well, he's gonna listen to you and just. I don't know that he. I don't think he understands half the things you talk about, but at least you're gonna. He's listening to you because he can't do anything else, and he's looking very confused, basically. Very.
I'm
confused.
just trying to get him the message across that capitalism is good.
And he's gonna be like, I guess.
Is that
but
deception? I feel like that should be deception.
that really
Insight
depends
would
on which
check out
school of
blow up
economics
my brains
you're from.
immediately.
Fine,
that's a
roll
subject
that
for a different area.
subterfuge.
He's gonna. What are you
Subterfuge
doing with
perception.
the insight and wits now, Tony?
No, I was just making a joke. I was making a joke about not killing myself immediately listening to this.
Okay.
The bestial failure, you shoot yourself in the head. Stop yourself hearing this.
Time to make a new character.
Yeah,
Hey, that wouldn't
this-
kill you, Tony.
This guy is. He's gonna basically just sit and look confused and. It's not about that, though, is it? I don't know. And then he gets quiet and just listens and stares at the carpet, and it's hard to tell what he's feeling about any of this. Yeah.
Mood kindred.
All right. How long are we gonna wait for the sheriff, if at all? You could always stow Elucid in some other room. You have a basement where you have stowed wayward kindred before.
I don't trust sticking him in a room without observation.
At this
That
point,
makes
we
sense.
No,
should
you
just...
stick 'em.
Oh, the thing is, though, he needs to be introduced to the prince. And so, if that's the deal we've made with him, is there an Elysium on tonight where we could just take him and just say, "Here, new guy, a problem now" thing?
There's always an Elysium on as such. Like those places that are marked as Elysia are always available for kindred to go to whenever you want. As for the prince, you have the possibility to contact Mr. Neely, his seneschal. You can even contact the prince directly because of your special relationship. But
To be fair, like, the way Kate was playing this at the moment, we weren't going directly to the prince.
no,
Like,
no,
that's...
you were going to the sheriff. That was noted.
Yeah.
But as for Elysia and so on and so forth, like you can reach out directly to the prince. You have that privilege. Or to Neely if you want to be less skullduggery about it. Neely would be the official channel. Loden would be the unofficial channel, basically.
Also, just for context with going to the Elysium, that means we would have to successfully restrain him that entire time.
Yes.
It also means very publicly siding with the Camarilla, which Kate doesn't have a problem with, but it will affect some of your other relationships quite negatively. If you're visibly handing over in the public square someone over to the sheriff.
Yeah. I guess I could try calling Neely if we're waiting too long for the sheriff. If the sheriff hasn't gone back to us.
Very
How
well.
about we just get comfy for a little bit?
We're not in a rush.
Yeah, I guess we're not in a rush. We can spend the rest of the night just talking to this dude.
I mean, Kate's got shit to do, but...
Yeah, but
Probably
like,
not about whatever that Keynesian bullshit you were talking about.
I guess what I'm saying is that Ivy is happy to stay with this dude while you guys do other things, at least for one night.
Tony's sticking around because this guy is a Nosferatu. Sure, you're a Ventru, but you're also not. You ain't built for a fight. You're gonna get your.
Yeah,
ass
that's true too.
Yeah,
I trust Tony to be able to sit on this guy. I don't trust you, Ivy, to be able to, like, guaranteed sit on this guy without incident.
That's true.
You've
but
already
I'm just
felt
saying,
that
if
he
like,
had some power in his body, Tony.
guess I need to.
Like, us as a party don't need to watch him, is what I'm trying to say. We can do shifts, we can do whatever. While we
As
wait
long
for
as
the
you
sheriff.
keep eye on him so he doesn't like use obfuscate to like away again.
Look, Dex and I got this handled. You go do whatever the hell you were doing before, I guess.
I need to go out and feed.
You do,
There's one
yeah.
of there's one other thing to consider about how it looks if we hand him over. Depends on how we do it, because if we just take him there and like just to introduce him, it looks like we've done him a favor, like we showed him where he needed to go.
I think the safest bet is just to wait for the sheriff.
He's gonna owe you a boon regardless, because he violated the tradition of the domain.
And he also agreed to the boon. Got him to agree to the boon first.
The Lodin could convict him to owe you a boon because of the violation. He obviously, as Anarch, he might not recognize the tradition of the domain. Don't know how many of you know about how many of the traditions the Anarchs officially recognize, but...
Yeah, that's what... I guess Ivy was trying to find that out when he was asking him.
There's also the thing of the boon that Kate was negotiating for wasn't for him breaking into our domain, it was for the positive introduction to the sheriff. Not saying, oh, this is a anarch terrorist who's broken into our domain trying to fish for secrets, saying, this is the wayward Nosferatu that entered the city in a confused state and is needing guidance.
Yeah.
Because they are different interactions.
Yeah, and he hasn't really given us a lot of reasons to be nice about this introduction.
No, but he did agree to the major boon, and Kate's gonna honor that. At least in her part.
Very well. So it might take you a while before the sheriff arrives, and we still have a note that fell out of a journal.
Oh yeah, since Ivy was going to look at that, but since he's hungry and he's not in the mood for reading, he'll just give it to Kate and be like, this dropped out of the bigger book. And he'll walk out to look for somebody to eat.
Very well. I'm gonna give you a little whisper here, Kate.
Well, that's a long whisper.
Okay, a long whisper.
Okay. Oh, it's scrolled. Okay. Oh, fuck, I'm not gonna look up things.
This is written in a very fine hand, like calligraphy levels of fine hand. Very neat, old-fashioned nib pen, probably. So someone is leaning into the 19th century here really hard.
So what's it say?
I'm not going to discuss it out loud while he's in the building.
You can pass the note around.
Yeah, I'll pass the note around.
I can read it aloud. Why not?
Yeah.
Obviously, the
Storyteller.
Nosferatu
The Nos can't hear the storyteller.
Exactly.
The Nos can't hear the storyteller. Also, I don't know if he's got hidden senses, like Charlie. So
might be possible.
if we're speaking it even in a low volume, he might be able to hear it on the other side of the building or in the basement.
Indeed.
We
This
don't
is what
know.
the letter says. Dear
This is what the
friends,
paranoia is saying.
I will soon have an item in my possession that, considering your, shall we say, and this is within quotation marks, Interesting background. You may well find of great value. This item is, in fact, a manuscript of great antiquity. I am as yet unable to confirm its provenance, but its creation would seem to date back to the 14th century. Its actual contents would seem to date back even further, perhaps to the pre-biblical period. I apologize for being so circumspect, but you will understand my need for caution. This manuscript is described as the Apocrypha to a work with which I understand you are familiar, the Book of Nod. It has been expressed to me that this manuscript will be of inestimable value to you in your search for Golconda. The Apocrypha will soon be available for purchase. When this transpires, I will once again make contact with you to inform you of the details. In the meantime, please accept as a gift that which carried this note. Although a mere bagatelle, I hope you will accept it as a token of the respect in which I hold you. Yours, etc., Dennis Herden.
Yeah, I've just gone through the list. He's not on it.
All right,
Just
so
if
Tony
people
says
wanna
after
do that.
reading that, I didn't understand half those words, but this seems important, and then just passes it to the next person.
It could be.
I don't think your blood
Could
magic or
I
goth
roll an
specializations...
occult check on the Book of Nod?
Absolutely. I want a difficulty 5 on this one.
Okay, so
Like
is that intelligence and occult or wits, or
Intelligence,
it's the same either way?
definitely. Intelligence.
Like it may not be a cult,
But he did spend that time at the Venice Chantry,
and that's definitely something that would be there.
Oh yeah. For
So
Kate,
academics and intelligence rather than a cult.
What was that?
I was just thinking academics, intelligence rather than a cult.
That doesn't really matter for you in terms of...
It doesn't, but if you said it wasn't really a cult, or...
No, it's definitely occult stuff. But I'm saying your
Would
specialties
our-
won't apply.
Would our library help with this in any way?
We have a library, don't we?
Yeah, like a +1 dice if we use the library.
Let's go with that, yes.
Okay, sweet.
I also have a retainer that I believe gives me 2
So-
dice.
What are we trying to find out here about the Book of Nod?
Yeah.
Also, I should probably ask, does my bane affect physical, social, or mental?
Right.
In this room?
In this particular instance, that's a good question, isn't it? Let's have a look. I'm just gonna roll a thing. Really? That doesn't help at all. Physical.
Yeah, good for me. Yippee!
So yeah, 5 successes I will demand.
Fair enough. I'm just looking at...
Like, you're one
The,
short
lore
there,
sheet.
Kate. One short.
What? I haven't rolled yet.
One short in terms
where?
of taking half.
Oh, taking half. Yeah.
Cult intelligence with a +1 for the library.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not Sylvester's area, really, of expertise.
Fuck, I was so
3
close.
successes. It's not a bestial failure, so, you know. Kate is the
I
person
won't get
for
more
this,
impaired
clearly.
than I already am.
Kate, you wanna...
Boy,
There we go! That's what we want. Kate knows things. How much do you as
Just.
a player know about this stuff?
not
I
much.
know
Okay.
it's important, but I don't know to what extent.
I have no idea what the
I
hell
know it's
this-
like the first Bible. It's the Canaanite Bible, right?
Yeah.
It involves Lilith too. It's all kinds of vampire. Like, it's a vampire myth, basically. So it's like double myth.
To be fair, anything that's that old, it's hard to have primary sources.
Yeah.
So everything past a certain age devolves into a myth.
Yeah. But
Oh,
I
I'm
guess
not
what I'm
sure.
trying to say is, like, this book is a myth that vampires who themselves are mythical have. Get my
So I've
meaning?
heard about the word Golconda.
Yeah.
Is that like our heaven or hell?
It's like what you get when you like get humanity 10 and stuff.
It's like vampire enlightenment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm not sure exactly how the Apocrypha of the Book of Nod would be helpful for Golconda because they're almost like complete opposites. If the Book of Nod is vampire Bible, the Golconda is about essentially complete rejection of vampiric nature.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Almost to the point where you don't like, really feel hunger anymore. And there's like a lot of rumors about it being like, oh yeah, if you reach Golconda, you might not deal with the
human.
hunger. You might even walk in the sunlight. All sorts
Yeah.
of rumors,
Indeed.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think-
Golconda 2 is a vampire myth.
Yes.
Indeed. So I think with that little bombshell of a note, after the bombshell of the Nosferatu, we will pause the story here and return in a week from now when we'll see how the Oddjob gang handle the note, the Mr. Herndon, Dennis Herndon, never heard of, and Mr. Lucid, who
Take him and throw him in the roof.
may or may not be connected to everything, or just a random anarch who was doing random things at the
Anarchs.
same time.
Oh, just one thing while I remember, with our Haven security system, in this era, do we have cameras? Can we get a look at the kid who delivered the package, just to see if it's like one of them young anarchs we already know?
That's a good question, isn't it? Let's see. What does the book say about this? Just before we finish up, you had to have a question, didn't you? Haven security.
Anything to
you have a
inconvenience
security
you,
system
Mr.
basically. So unauthorized alert you. Yeah. Basically, you should have a camera system there. But wait a minute. You have Haven guards. Not do you have? Because you got watchmen from the criminals, right? That was the point of your recruiting.
All right, we have both security systems and guards.
No, you don't. You have one of them.
Let me look.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
let
watchman
me.
is what you have, not the security system.
Wh-
So
Whoa.
no,
I thought we
It says
got-
on my background, it says one hidden armory, one security system.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
You can check.
Did you
Very
remove
well.
it?
Then you have.
No, it's just I guess Mikael forgot to put it on the sheet.
I forgot
or
to put
something.
it on the sheet. You're right. Very well. Then you have a security system and can look at people who have delivered things. So next week you can have a look at the kid who Leo said it was a kid, and start
Yeah,
your
I am assuming
investigations
it's
properly.
Anarch.
Chicago will. The night will fall over Chicago once again in a week from now. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.